Tired of boring garden edges that blend into the background? Imagine turning recycled plastic, old fences, or even thrift pieces into stunning borders that give your garden a story. Today, we're uncovering the most eye-catching, easy, and affordable DIY garden edging ideas that can instantly elevate your backyard. Welcome to Backyard Fortune, your home for creative outdoor transformations. Every idea in this video comes with practical tips, and timestamps are available so you can jump to what inspires you most. Got a question? The comments are always open. One, whispers of stone, roots, and quiet magic. In a quiet corner of the earth, where the dew clings to grass like crystal lace, a garden whispers tales of peace and patience. At first glance, it is the stones that draw you in, smooth, rounded, and worn soft by time. They do not shout for attention, but instead hum in harmony with the soil. Placed lovingly in gentle curves, they form a border that holds not only flowers, but feeling. Here, marigolds bloom with golden joy, their cheerful faces turned toward the morning sun. Baby's breath flutters like summer snow, softening the strength of the stones. A wooden bench waits beneath the shade of a vine-draped tree, an invitation for rest and reflection. It's a space that doesn't ask for grandeur, it only asks you to pause. In another corner, stones gather in a circle, a quiet meeting of moss-covered guardians. At their heart, a single violet crocus rises, flanked by white daisies in bloom. The circle doesn't just shape the garden, it centers it. With every petal and pebble, you feel grounded. As if nature herself drew this circle for those who seek stillness. And finally, a winding path of colorfully aged stones meanders through lavender and ferns. Some tinged with olive green, others sandy gold. The path is not perfectly straight, it flows like water, like thought. Mushrooms sprout near its edges, tiny signs that this place is alive, even when no one watches. These stone borders are more than decoration, they are grounding anchors for the imagination. They mark space not just for plants, but for memories. And the best part? You can do this yourself. All it takes is patience, a keen eye for shape and texture, and the willingness to listen to your garden's quiet rhythm. Start with stones that speak to you, smooth river rock, weathered fieldstone, or even old paving stones reborn. Let their natural tones guide the mood. Arrange them by hand. Curve them gently around flower beds. Add a bench, a few ferns, maybe a whisper of time between the gaps. Let nature soften the edges with moss and shadow. And when it's done, don't forget to sit. Watch how sunlight moves across the border. Notice how the garden changes, even when you don't. Let the stillness seep in. Because in the end, beauty isn't just in the blooms. It's in the border, the boundary that holds the story together. Two, the brickwork of time and bloom. There's something deeply grounding about brick. It carries the soul of structure, enduring, simple, yet full of stories. In a garden, brick doesn't just separate, it embraces. And when placed around beds of bloom, it becomes more than edging. It becomes a frame for life. Look closer. In the heart of this enchanted circle, red bricks form a halo around snapdragons that stretch toward the sky. Daisies sway gently below, and tiny orange marigolds dot the border like sparks of laughter. Some bricks are smooth, some cracked and uneven, but that's where the magic lies. In the imperfections. Moss grows between the gaps, and if you linger into twilight, you'll see the fireflies rising, lighting the path as if the garden itself is breathing. Just beside another bed, terracotta bricks stand in proud formation, each one resting on soft moss and surrounded by white river stones. Roses bloom above them in layers of pink and ivory, like poetry in petal form. Ivy creeps softly along the edges, and butterflies drift lazily in the summer sun. There's elegance here, but it isn't rigid. It's warm, as if the bricks have been waiting, quietly, to hold something beautiful. Then there's the raised ring, meticulously arranged, clean and timeless. Tulips burst in yellow and red, pansies spill in purple and white, and the bricks rise in tiers like the base of a floral amphitheater. Around it, circular cobblestones guide your steps. A watering can waits nearby, not as decoration, but as an invitation. To tend, to touch, to take part. This is what brick edging offers, not just shape, but storytelling. It invites you to slow down, to place each piece by hand, to follow the rhythm of curve and corner. And whether you're working with repurposed brick or new, the result will always be the same, a sense of calm, of care, and of craftsmanship. To try this yourself, begin not with the brick, but with the vision. What do you want to hold? A flower bed of vibrant joy? A corner of soft serenity? Or perhaps a whimsical patch where fairies might dance at dusk? Lay your foundation with patience. Let each brick tell its part of the story. Don't worry if some are cracked. Don't aim for perfection. Just aim for belonging. Add flowers, or ivy, or stone. And soon, you won't just have a garden. You'll have a space that speaks. Not loud, but true. Three, where the garden meets the forest. Wood speaks softly in the garden. It doesn't glitter or gleam, but it remembers. Weathered timber, aged by time and touched by rain, becomes more than material. It becomes memory, capturing the essence of a quiet afternoon or a morning where the dew still clings to the grass. And when used to frame a garden, it turns the ordinary into something sacred. In one corner of this lush backyard, reclaimed wood has been shaped into clean, geometric beds, simple, sturdy, honest. The planks have faded to a soft silver gray, their knots and grain visible like the lines of an old storyteller's hands. Vines stretch across them, curious and playful. Inside, zinnias and foxgloves rise with color and strength, kissed by recent rain. A ladybug crawls slowly along the edge, as if inspecting this peaceful border. Elsewhere, deeper into the dream, upright timber stakes form a protective circle, each marked with forest runes, old symbols perhaps forgotten by humans but still remembered by the wind. The sign reads, "Fairy Resting Area." You smile without realizing it. Lavender sways. Daisies shine. Mushrooms peek through the shaded earth like shy children. Everything feels like a page from a hand-painted fairy tale. And in the most magical glade of all, short wooden logs are set side by side like a procession of guardians. Some are covered with moss, some bare, all grounded in purpose. Yellow buttercups and blue nemophila bloom beside them, and tiny squirrels dash past like streaks of joy. Sunlight filters through tall trees above, painting gold across the soil. This is not just a border, it's a moment. A pause. A place where nature welcomes you with both arms. What's beautiful about rustic timber edging is that anyone can try it. You don't need perfection. Let the grain speak. Use reclaimed pieces. Let the moss grow. The charm lies in the rawness, the unpolished truth of wood doing what it does best, holding space gently. Whether you build a small herb patch or a long border around wildflowers, the timber doesn't just frame plants, it frames your presence. Your hands, your time, your patience. So next time you think of garden edging, ask not what you can control, but what you can connect. Wood may rot, moss may creep, but in those small, living details, your garden becomes something greater than design. It becomes alive. Four, where steel meets stillness. Sometimes, the quietest gardens speak in metal. There is a certain stillness that Corten steel brings, a weight, a warmth, a whisper of permanence. In these modern beds of rusted elegance, the garden becomes not just a place to grow, but a gallery of balance between wild and refined. Tall sheets of Corten steel rise like silent sentinels along a narrow path. They glow deep amber as the evening light touches their textured faces. Between them, soft lavender and fern unfurl with grace, their delicate fronds brushing against the firmness of the metal. Fireflies hover above, blinking like ancient code. And for a moment, the whole space feels like a sacred hallway, a passage between worlds. In another corner, the morning fog settles gently on a raised steel box, where succulents nestle between soft moss and stone. The edges of the metal are cool, sharp, but not cold. They hold the garden in place like a frame holds a painting. Small white flowers bloom as if to soften the lines, and everything around seems to breathe in slow harmony. It's a minimalist meditation, a garden for those who crave calm, clarity, and quiet strength. Elsewhere, in full sun, Corten containers brim with movement, fountain grasses swaying, salvia standing tall in vibrant violet, and trees growing strong from the center. The steel, now kissed by countless hours of light and rain, holds its patina with pride. Not flashy, but full of presence. A design that does not shout for attention, but earns it. This is the magic of rusted steel edging. It transforms. It guides without overpowering, contains without confining. And it's remarkably accessible for those who want to bring modern beauty to their garden. Start with raised beds, simple square or rectangular forms. Let the rust evolve naturally. Pair it with structured plantings, lavender, grasses, succulents, even moss or stone. Don't be afraid to leave space. In these gardens, space is not emptiness. It's intention. And when it's done, stand beside your creation. Listen to the wind brushing against the steel. Watch the light shift across its surface. Let yourself feel rooted, strong, subtle, grounded. Because in this blend of earth and metal, design and decay, lies a story worth telling. A story where rust isn't ruin, it's rebirth. Five, where green walls whisper. Sometimes, the most enchanting garden walls are not built from stone or metal. They grow. In a garden cradled by soft green hedges, time slows. The boxwoods stand tall and proud, shaped not to dominate, but to embrace. Their rounded tops and velvet textures form gentle corridors where dreams can walk barefoot. Here, each hedge is not just a border. It is a sculpted invitation. In one corner, curving waves of greenery flow like quiet hills around beds of lavender and salvia. The lines are clean but not stiff, alive, bending slightly in rhythm with the wind. The air is cool and fragrant, and every leaf feels like it's been touched by morning light. Step on the mossy stone path between them, and you may hear the distant hum of bees or the soft flutter of a bird's wings. In the heart of another space, a circle unfolds. Neatly trimmed hedges form a ring, protective, loving, around a burst of color. daisies glowing white, lavender glowing blue, and a young tree stretching upward as if in prayer. A small wooden arch leads inside, like a portal to a secret world. Fireflies flicker at dusk. And just for a moment, it feels like a garden made for fairies, or maybe for childhood itself. Elsewhere, roses bloom beside the hedges. Their pastel petals spill over with grace, while foxgloves stand tall like sentinels of softness. At the bend of the border, a small statue watches, an angel perhaps, or a guardian of green. The path winds gently, not straight. Because this garden isn't about rushing through. It's about wandering, feeling. What makes lush green hedge borders so timeless is their ability to hold space and silence. They shape without shouting. They add structure without stealing light. And yes, with patience, you can grow your own. Begin with boxwood or dwarf privet. Trim gently. Let curves form over time. Place stepping stones with care, not symmetry. Plant something delicate inside, flowers, herbs, or even a memory. Because the hedge will hold it. The garden will remember. And you, too, will find yourself returning, not just to tend, but to feel. To listen. To hear the hush of green walls whispering, "Welcome back." Six, where clean lines embrace wild blooms. In a world of untamed petals and wandering roots, there is grace in structure. Sleek concrete garden borders offer not just form, but a quiet confidence. They don't beg for attention. They simply hold the space, with dignity, with clarity. In one garden, wide frames of soft gray concrete outline rows of vibrant snapdragons and lemon-yellow marigolds. The flowers rise like joyful voices, bright and unapologetic, while the smooth border grounds them like a gentle whisper of calm. Butterflies flicker across the scene, their wings writing invisible poetry in the warm air. And below, tiny stones hug the base, adding contrast to the clean geometry of the edge. Elsewhere, a different kind of charm unfolds. Curved concrete rings cradle beds of white tulips and deep violet pansies. The surface is etched with soft leaf patterns and weathered with delicate moss. A hummingbird darts in and out, wings a blur. The garden hums with life, but the concrete holds its heart steady. It's like entering a shrine built for quiet joy. And in another corner, pure design. Crisp, angular borders in minimalist white-gray cradle ornamental grasses and crimson geraniums. It's like nature dressed in couture. Each angle is considered. Every plant is positioned with care. Yet it never feels sterile. Instead, it feels intentional. Peaceful. A place where modern lines and nature's softness meet in perfect rhythm. The beauty of sleek concrete edging is that it fits anywhere. From small patios to expansive lawns, it creates gentle definition and keeps things rooted. And yes, you can try this at home, whether with precast sections, DIY molds, or upcycled paving blocks. Just remember, the magic isn't in perfection. It's in balance. Let the blooms go wild. Let the wind dance. The concrete will stay. It will cradle, support, define. And in doing so, it gives your garden a voice, clear, composed, and quietly enchanting. Seven, where color and kindness grow together. In a garden where colors laugh and light dances freely, even plastic can bloom. Recycled plastic edging doesn't just save the planet. It tells a story of transformation. In one vibrant corner, soft pastel fences wrap around the flower beds like a rainbow ribbon. Baby blue, cotton pink, sunshine yellow, they don't compete with the flowers, but celebrate them. Orange calendulas nod gently in the breeze, while tiny violas whisper secrets to the soil. Between them, hand-lettered signs and pebbled paths invite curious feet to wander slowly. And the plastic? It shines, not just with color, but with purpose. This is not waste. This is a second chance. Elsewhere, the borders twist and curl like a melody, recycled strips bending with grace through meadows of daisies, lavender, and snapdragons. Dragonflies hover like guardians. Painted stepping stones dot the edges like candy-colored breadcrumbs. And the air? The air smells of time and stories. Every element feels stitched together by wonder and warmth, and the recycled plastic becomes more than decoration. It becomes a bridge between care and creativity. Then there's the enchanted edge, a border of translucent green and violet, curved like droplets frozen in motion. Sunlight pours through it, casting magical glows around blooming petunias. Bees buzz through the warmth. The gravel sparkles like morning dew. And the entire bed hums, not loudly, but with gentle energy, like a lullaby of eco-love. It's the kind of place where even fairies might pause to rest. What makes this kind of edging so beautiful isn't just the color, it's the story behind it. Made from used plastic bottles, containers, and waste, these edges are proof that beauty can come from the forgotten. That magic can be made from what once was thrown away. And the best part? You can do this yourself. Find flexible plastic strips or cut and shape recycled panels. Paint them. Curve them. Play. Let your inner child build the border. Let your garden wear joy like a crown. Because when kindness shapes the edge, everything within blooms brighter. Eight. The garden with iron lace. Some gardens speak in whispers, others sing in elegance. Wrought iron fencing, especially when styled with vintage grace, turns an ordinary flowerbed into a living gallery. It doesn't just enclose, it elevates. In the quiet of morning, the mist clings to soft lavender, old roses, and clusters of baby's breath. Around them stands a fence, its shape curved like poetry, its surface aged by time. Pale white iron, slightly rusted at the edges, becomes part of the story. The small gate swings open with a gentle creak, leading to stepping stones that vanish into a fragrant sea. It's the kind of place where fairy tales pause to breathe. In another scene, elegance takes a different form. A round garden of peonies and salvia stands embraced by dark bronze iron. The fence is adorned with delicate points and topped with ivy tendrils. Birds rest on its edges. Butterflies float over blossoms like drifting dreams. A bench nearby invites stillness, a place where tea and thoughts can bloom together. Then there's a front yard glowing with sunflowers and violets. The fence here is black, ornate, laced with curls and filigree like antique embroidery. As the sunlight moves across the day, its shadows dance on the stone path below. They become patterns of memory, tracing time as the scent of hydrangeas and earth fills the air. What makes wrought iron so magical isn't just its beauty, it's the contrast. Hard metal wrapped around soft petals. Solid frames that let wildness bloom safely within. And yes, you can bring this charm home. Many modern wrought iron panels come in modular, easy-to-install kits. You can even find upcycled or vintage pieces at local flea markets or restoration shops. Paint them. Let them rust. Shape them to your garden's voice. Because the goal isn't to build a fence. It's to frame a feeling, a sense of timeless care, a space where stories bloom between the bars. In a world chasing trends, sometimes the old ways hold the deepest magic. Which garden border idea spoke to your soul? Let us know in the comments. We love hearing your thoughts and ideas. If you found inspiration today, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more creative garden makeovers. And don't forget to share this video with someone who dreams of a beautiful backyard too. Until next time, keep growing beauty, one edge at a time.